Cocoa farmers in the Ashanti heartland of Ghana performing a traditional farming song and dance. School children in Beshem, also in Ghana. A Ghanaian town chief in Abrohua talking about the difficulties his townspeople face from malaria-causing mosquitoes.
All of these people, farmers, students, parents, have one thing in common. They're active participants in and beneficiaries of innovative programs funded by unique public-private partnerships that reach out to residents of farming and surrounding communities in Ghana, teaching them skills and improving their lives.
This is a farmer field school in Sabi number 1, a village outside Kumasi, Ghana, where cocoa farmers have come to learn how to improve their farming skills and methods.
Her problem is with black pots, so she's come here to learn how to manage the black pots in her farm. Her problem is with mistletoe, that parasite. This problem is with the mirids.
This school, like many others across Ghana and other countries in West Africa, is part of what is called the Sustainable Tree Crop Program, funded by the World Cocoa Foundation and its partners, including the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and is implemented by the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, the IITA. With the active assistance of the Ghana Cocoa Board, the school is premised on a number of basic facts. Cocoa is the primary and often the sole source of income for the thousands and thousands of farmers in the region. In fact, many leave jobs in the city to take to cocoa farming as a source of guaranteed income for their retirement years.
The first time I was working at craft, and I see that in future, if I don't farm, I'll find it very difficult when I became old. So I started say I'll come and farm.
The problem is that although farmers depend on cocoa for a living, they suffer significant loss of crop and income due to pests, diseases, and poor farming methods. They have little or no exposure to simple but effective ways of solving these problems by employing natural means of pest control or diversifying their production to include other crops. It is precisely this need that the Farmers' Field Schools serve. They provide farmers practical, hands-on training in low-cost, efficient farming methods. The ultimate goal is improving their yields and thus raising their income and the standard of living of their families and their communities.
So we have developed training material, training curriculum, protocols on cocoa pest and disease management. And we have used the Farmer Field School method of training as an extension approach to bring these improved technologies to farmers so that they can improve upon crop husbandry, they can improve on their yields and improve their incomes as well.
This Farmer Field School in Sabi number 1 is typical of the many such schools in Ghana and West Africa, except for the fact that the students here are often gray-haired farmers. In many ways, it is like a regular school.
Amen. Amen. Collins. Saradonko. A recap of what we learned 2 weeks ago. What does the mirrors, what do they do in the farm?
And talking about the farmers getting practical hands-on training, the lessons involve the farmers going into the field using scientific method, yes, rudimentary, but truly scientific method of collecting and analyzing data about soil condition, status of cocoa trees and pods, position of the sun, for example. Data which is analyzed and recorded using drawings and text in the farmer's native Chui language.
You did that to show that the weather was cloudy.
Representatives of each data collection team then present their findings to the class.
Shall we listen to the presentation? We have seen a cocoa pod that is ripe. This is when there is a high level of humidity in the farm, predisposes the farm to a black pod. Thank you.
The class runs for 18 sessions. After completion of the class, there are follow-up sessions with graduates.
We do some follow-up studies to see whether the farmers have really learned anything from the Farmer Field School. So right now I'm in the process of doing a survey in the Kumasi area to see, what is the outcome of this training.
Thousands of farmers have participated in these schools in Ghana and neighboring Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Liberia, and Nigeria. The results have been impressive. Graduates readily speak of the new skills that they have learned.
When we have ropes or epiphytes climbing the tree, we are told to cut it. Before I attended the school, I had so many shade trees in my cocoa. But by learning that the cocoa can sometimes mutually shade themselves, I have removed some of the shade. What I learned is that when you have moss on the trunk, you add salt water and then you scrape it.
These new skills have meant improved yields. Improved yields have, in turn, translated into increased income of between 15 to 55%. This means farmers have more money to take care of their families, educating their children, for example.
This has helped me to send my son to polytechnic school.
Earnings from cocoa has helped her so much to even take one of her kids through university. It has helped in the yield improvement, so she has some money to keep her kids in school.
Increased income from cocoa also means a better quality of life for farmers who spend their extra income building or renovating homes.
The Farmers Field School has done a lot for these Amanchia people.
The success of the Farmers Fields School program reflects the careful planning and thought that go into setting up the schools and designing the curriculum.
So it's basically taking technical material and then putting it in a simpler form.
One of the key features of these schools is that they draw on the experience of farmers.
We've gotten to a point where scientists have realized that it will be important for scientists to understand the kind of farming practice that farmers have adopted since time immemorial.
In designing and planning the schools, careful thought is also given to the process for selecting the farmers who will participate in the training program.
So one is the fellow must be a cocoa farmer, and he must live in the community. He must be somebody who is interested to work with others in a group. He must always be somebody who is also ready to share the knowledge and the skills he has learned in the Farmer Field School with those people who have not been able to participate in the field school.
Involving local opinion leaders, including community elders, in the planning process is also a plus. The participation of this chief in Amansha sends the message to his townspeople that enrolling in the school is a good thing. Particular attention is also given to the types and locations of the farms that will be used for the schools.
The farm must be near a major footpath or a road where we can all visit at any time. The second point is that the farm must be a farm where we have management problems which will enhance teaching and learning. But it should not be an abandoned farm which is grown to bush. We are not laborers.
Emphasis is also placed on using local talent as instructors, trainers, and facilitators. The facilitator in this school, for example, like in other schools, is not only a native of Ghana, he comes from the local community and can thus relate to his students.
Be clapping for them, be clapping for them. Be clapping for them, be clapping for them. Hey,
the master trainer, who helps train the facilitators, is also a Ghanaian.
So see the front idea, baby. So your back idea. Get yourself involved.
Richard Asari, an expert on tree diversification. In fact, he literally wrote the book on tree diversification used in the farmers' field schools in Ghana, is also a Ghanaian. There is a deep sense of pride here, derived from serving country.
I am a native Ghanaian, born and bred in Ghana, and schooled in Ghana, and working in Ghana, and bringing the knowledge and the skills that we have learned also to bear on our farmers.
The benefits farmers gain from improved farming methods, including increased income that enable them to send their children to school, give rise to new needs. With more kids going to school, there is need for more classrooms.
We didn't have enough rooms for the kindergarten.
There's also need for more teachers.
When you say something is artificial, what does it mean?
Meeting the need for new teachers is what this school in Bichem, the St. Joseph Teachers Training College, is all about.
That our graduates from this academic year will be trained to go out to the junior high schools to teach mathematics, science.
Working through IFESH, the International Foundation for Education and Self-Help, the World Cocoa Foundation supports the school's efforts.
The World Cocoa Foundation, which sponsored IFESH to give us a computer, a photocopier, and a laminating machine.
These and other students are the ultimate beneficiaries. Their school is staffed, in part, by students from the St. Joseph Teachers Training College.
What program do you like on the television?
I like news.
Good.
I like news.
Good.
The need to provide education for students in cocoa-growing communities is matched perhaps only by the need for adequate health care. One of the principal health problems here, like in much of Africa, is malaria.
We've lost a lot of lives due to that in this community.
Through Family Health International, the World Cocoa Foundation funds programs that teach basic skills in an effort to prevent malaria and HIV/AIDS.
Family Health International, with the support from World Cocoa Foundation, is implementing an education program on malaria and HIV in 4 cocoa-growing communities within Ghana in 2 regions, Ashanti and Western region.
Given the crucial role cocoa farming plays here, at the end of the day, providing quality education and health care and improved standards of living in these communities depend largely on successful cocoa farming. As they say here,
but cocoa is Ghana and Ghana is cocoa.
This is why efforts to improve cocoa farming, such as the farmers' field schools, are so critical. These schools not only improve farming skills, they provide opportunities for farmers to learn how to work together to solve larger community problems.
The idea of people meeting in groups is very important. To do any kind of development work, people need to be organized, and I think the Farmer Field School contribute to that.
There is, therefore, an obvious need to expand the program to reach out to even more farmers.
Absolutely. We're also trying to document the positive impacts that farmer field schools are having, and then develop that model for other partners, development partners in the sub-region that they take it and scale it up.
The importance of scaling up the Farmers Field School program cannot be overstated. At bottom, cocoa farming here is a way of life, passed on from one generation to the other, from father to son.
From 5 years, I've been working with my father, and I've taken my father's hobby to be my hobby. So I like farming work.
Expanding the program to reach even more farmers will thus ensure that they can pass on to future generations of farmers improved methods of farming and, by extension, a better quality of life. Thus, giving true meaning to the saying, cocoa is Ghana and Ghana is cocoa.